You ever consider setting your genre to retro to get a larger audience? I was wondering if that would be useful as a genre is getting popular. I see where you're coming from. The thing is, like, my main demographic and target isn't really... I love retro games. Like, I like PS1 RPGs, but that's not all I play. I play modern stuff, too. Like, I'm playing Ys 8 right now. Tales of Hearts is, like, a relatively modern game.
Oh, crap! Be careful!
I see what you're saying, but also, I can't exclusively... I mean, I could, but I don't want to, because there's so many other games I want to play. My main thing is just JRPGs, honestly. My common denominator of content is JRPGs. So while that is a good idea in theory, first of all, as much as I like PS1 RPGs, I can't tie myself down to PS1 RPGs. Second of all, I love Tales of and Final Fantasy too much to sacrifice that slot. Those are two of my favorite franchises, so. Third of all, that's basically it. You could throw up the retro tag while you're playing an old game. Oh, you're talking about a gamer tag? Like a Twitch tag? Hang on, I probably didn't read my comments right. Oh, your genre. Okay, yeah, chat, I see what you're saying. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't really know what you meant by genre. You said genre, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, are you talking about my main, like, my main focus of content? Alright, you're saying a tag? I can do that. Ever since I started streaming, I never knew what to put my tag as. But if you're just saying to put it as, like, oh, retro while you're playing a retro game, I can totally do that. Totally. I didn't really get what you were saying, but that does make sense. I thought you were like... I thought it was like, oh, just like basically, oh, play more retro games and like focus on that, which, you know, that, as much as I would like to, because PS1 games are great, I just can't, because I love Tales of Final Fantasy too much. Where's retro? Where's retro? Retro. There you are. Chat, thank you so much for that suggestion. I will start remembering to do that when I play retro games. I do have a question for chat while we're being so active. What would chat consider retro? What game time would you consider retro? Like, what's the cutoff year, you know? It's something I don't really know myself, and I want to see what chat thinks. Haven't gotten the treasure chest in a hot minute.
This is bad. Be careful.
Floor 4 felt really quick.
Haste.
Good old haste. Did Opera ever get Healing Star? Oh, goodbye, Bowman. Probably N64 before. Oh, so PS... Isn't PS1 after N64? When did N64 come out? I know when PS1's like, what, 96, 95? When did the N64 come out? Did N64 predate PS4 or PS1? PS2 as well? What? Oh, would you say PS2 is like the cutoff? I'm confused. I'm getting lots of different... Oh, save point. Are we at the next boss fight? We might be. Yeah, we are... Dude, we're gonna finish the game today. We're breezing through Phynal. I'm gonna look around a little more because we're breezing it.
This looks a little rough.
I'd say PS2 is the cutoff. That's just my opinion. Oh, yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just seeing opinions, so everyone might have a different interpretation. Me, personally, I would consider... Probably... PS2 I would count as retro. Is that what you're saying? You would say PS2 is retro? I would personally say PS2 is retro, personally. Part of me wants to do it by year. Part of me wants to say, like, everything before 2005 is retro, but then once you get to 2005, it's not retro. For example, FF10, right? FF10 is, to me, that game came out in 2001. It's a PS1 game, or PS1 game. PS2 game. It's a PS2 game. It came out in 2001. I would count that as retro. But then Tales of the Abyss came out like 2005, 2006. I wouldn't consider that retro. But I'd probably consider Tales of Symphonia, which came out 2003, a retro game. So I honestly would do it by year. Although there's the occasional game goes back to retro style.
Oh, crap!
Oh, hi, I remember you. How's it going, buddy? Like, Dragon Quest XI is a game made in 2018, but it harkens back to, like, retro games. It's not, I wouldn't count it as a retro game, but Dragon Quest XI has a lot going for it that people could interpret it as a retro game. So I never knew what the cutoff was, you know? I never knew what people considered what retro was. I knew PS1s were retro. PS2s are debatable. Bob, what are you doing right now? I would say 2000 and before. I don't think that's like a wrong answer, honestly. I just don't. Consider the availability of DLC, the line, that's what changes everything. Oh, what, you're saying a game with DLC is modern? I don't know, I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. There are some modernish games that don't have DLC. 20-year-old games should be considered retro at this point. Yeah, I don't think there's a right answer, honestly. I think everyone's gonna have a different interpretation. As long as everyone can agree that, like, PS3 and Xbox 360 aren't retro at this point. I feel like PS2 is debatable. If someone said they're retro or not, it depends. For me, I consider, like, half PS1 games retro. Again, like my FF10 Tales of the Abyss example. FF10 would be a retro game, but then Tales of the Abyss came out like 2005 or after, so I wouldn't consider it retro. Persona 4, the original, came out like 2006, I think.
We can handle this.
Here goes.
By the way, I saw someone talking about, I don't know if it'll help the search algorithm. Maybe not instantly, but you never know, right? There's no harm in doing it. What you said is a good suggestion. It's better to have the tag than to not, you know? If it helps, like, you know, it might not, but it doesn't really matter. It's better to have it.
Anyone
Well
hurt?
done.
Oh yeah!
Level 76 on Claude. We're probably gonna get level 80 before the final boss. Alright, this is back looping, so let's go fight the next boss. I'll probably do some skill point stuff while we're at the save point. Dude, we are breezing through Phynal.
Here
I
comes.
said I was gonna switch in another character. I completely forgot. Oh my word. Thank you for the star flare. I said that wrong. I draw the line where publishers have the option. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
That's one for us.
I was gonna say, that's crazy talk if you think, oh, a game not having DLC is retro. That felt a little unreal. That makes sense though. That clears that up. It's kind of around the early 2000s. I feel that's about the time we seem looking at instead of having, yeah, expansion packs and such. Just catching up with Chad a little bit.
Be careful.
Dude, can this fly go away while I'm streaming? I rarely get a fly like in front of my computer screen while I'm streaming. Very rarely will that happen. think it's a mosquito, which is just like great.
That was easier than I thought.
Ba, ba, ba. Man, we're breezing through Phynal right now. Alright, save point. Do some skill point stuff, then we're gonna go fight this next boss fight. I think I'm gonna use Leon for this boss fight to harken back to the PS1 playthrough I did on YouTube. By the way, if you like what you see here, people who are new to the channel, type !YouTube in the chat and it will pull up my YouTube channel. I think it's !Y YouTube. I post all these streams on my YouTube as like smaller videos, and there's even like PS1 games I did, or like Tales of game, Final Fantasy, JRPGs, you name it. Anyway, learn skills. Ba 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 ba. What do I want to learn for you, Claude? We're so late in the game, I don't think I really care. I just want to like allocate skills, skill points and such. Maybe we can max out Godspeed. That'd be great. Yeah, max out Godspeed. Power burst, counter, guard break. Alright, Claude, you're basically done. More crafting. Penmanship. I'm at the point where I just don't know what to do with skills. I'm just kind of like autopiloting. Just make sure if you put your game as retro to put the name of the game in your title so people can mouse over. I mean, I have the game title. I normally have, I always title the game I'm playing when I'm doing it. You might want to keep people with music unmaxed. Why? Is there something I don't know about keeping people with music unmaxed? I'm just curious. Because maybe there's something you know that I don't, or I've forgotten. That's possible. Resilience. Biology. Let's get you some of these battle skills, actually. Yeah, put hasten speech. Maybe get in determination and try to max that out. Alright. Let's use Leon. Because I used Leon in my PS1 playthrough for a specific reason, and I want to harken back to that. And then we'll probably just use Chisato for, you know, or maybe we could use Opera. That'd be interesting. We can go with Opera. Oh, you don't have the spell, do you? Never mind, let's not use Leon then. I normally make Leon have Noah for this part, but he doesn't have Noah, so in that case, let's not use Leon. If he had Noah, I'd be like, yeah, use Leon, but... I think the next boss is the Fire Wiseman. Oh well. He doesn't have it. Oh, by the way, something we're gonna want. Fire protection. I'm pretty sure I got an accessory that, like, lowers fire damage. Also, this boss can be considered the hardest, like, in the game to this point if you don't know what you're doing. Oh, we have Shadow Cross, which is nice. We're going to give that to a character. Deep in the post-game, you want to be able to use the music summon battles at specific levels. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say this. Does that have to do with Asteria Queen? Because if it doesn't have to do with Asteria Queen, I don't care. But if it does have to do with this area queen, then I do care. Nullifies fire damage. So put this on Claude, because I'm playing as Claude. It has to do with the area queen preparations. Okay, so I will not max music out with everyone. I think only Reina has music maxed, right? I gotta look who has music maxed. Reina has it maxed, but I think other than Reina, not much people have it maxed. Pretty sure it's just Reina. Maybe I did it with someone just now. No, no one else has it maxed. Alright, so I'll keep your suggestion in mind, thank you. Because I do want to fight the Assyria Queen in this playthrough. Keep the Ruby Pendant. Keep the Chain of Might. Instead of this, which is halves wind damage, let's put on... I think Star Rubies also lower fire damage, don't they? Yeah, halves fire. Rubies work. Keep the Emerald Ring. Gale Ring. We don't need the Gale Earring because we don't need wind damage protection. I wonder if Reina's Nullify Ring thing will work on the move that he's going to use, because it's not considered a spell. I guess we'll find out when I fight him. You put the Shadow Cross on. Honestly, I'm also going to... Nah, this is good. This is good. I think we'll be fine. Oh, you have an extra slot? Might as well... What's this do? Yeah, protects the wearer from petrification. What's the thing that, like, makes you not get hit by spells? Interesting. Okay. Well, in that case, let's give you the... I'm gonna give you the Shadow Cross, then. And I'll give Opera something else. Ba-ba-bum. What was I gonna put on you? I don't know if it has light damage. It'll be useful when we get to a light thing. I still have to do that XP farming method. At least show it off once on screen. It works till level 100. You're right. What am I putting on? Put the sacrificial doll, I guess. Just to get up a free turn. Alright, I'm gonna catch up with chat and then I'm gonna go to the boss fight. Let's see what we got here. Twitch gave me the option to give live viewer feedback. Not sure if I've seen that before. I don't think I've seen that either when I watch Twitch streamers. Star Ocean 1 is like the exact same combat as Lunar and Grandia turn-based style. I mean, I guess? They're not, like, far from... I wouldn't really compare them, like, that much, but, I mean, they're not, like... It's not, like, the worst comparison you can make. I feel like it's a bit of comparing apples and oranges, but that's just me. Should have been more specific. You want at least one character with music no higher than level 8. Okay, so, yeah. I think one... Maybe another character has level 8 or more, but most of my characters aren't even at level 8. So, okay, I still match that criteria. Same sprites as Tales of Destiny? Yeah, this is a Star Ocean game, so Star Ocean and Tales of are very much like, you know, sister franchises or whatever. So, you know, you're going to see a lot of similarities with those. Anyway, let's go fight this next boss fight.